Hello, this is Alexis, and welcome to the most anticipated unboxing of mine in 2024. It is, as you can see, the Aoba and Koujaku from DRAMAtical Murder. They are 1/6 scale, thank you native, opposed to the 1/8 scale as usual. And I pre-ordered them Christmas 2022, so 1.5 years ago. In total, including shipping, they cost me 72,100 yen. That is with a week yen, thankfully. 415 euros, and then on top of that, another 120 euros in taxes. So it was about 530 euro, and that is okay considering the huge aftermarket they will go for. Okay, we've seen with the other native boys, they are in high demand, so they will be super expensive. That's why I said, yeah, whatever, 1.5 years is far away, but it is fine. And yeah, all I can say, I'm not disappointed. And what I'm not disappointed in is this huge box. Some might say humongous. And there is a, you might say, reason for it. It could have been handled differently, but it is the way it is. Okay, I'm thankful for the flat rate shipping native, because shipping for them will be terrible if you buy them elsewhere. And the box is elegant. Okay, it is nice and traditional, and you have the silhouette. You have some not too bright gold accents. You have some nice traditional Japanese pattern on it, and I can't show all the sides as I usually do because the box is that big. It is a lot to handle. Okay, and I'm not a huge person, so that was a lot. And yeah, it is a premium box, you might say. The box is not too flimsy, not too thin. It could have been shipped just a tiny bit better, but it is what it is, native. Okay, we can't complain about that. It is well sealed. It has 4 seals to keep it really nice and tight, and storing it is already, I might say, horrible. And it is empty by now. So once you open it, you are treated to another nice silhouette with a nice gradient, and it is them without the kimono. And this is the reason why the box is so big. It is them in separate blisters. Could have been handled differently, sure, but this is the way they went for. Thankfully, there is no base. Okay, a base, as they suggested on Twitter, a acrylic round base would have made the box even bigger. And because I pre-ordered on native, we get this nice card, and I won't be displaying it because I'm scared it will fade, so I'll keep it in the box. And the depth of the blisters is ridiculous, as you can see, and I'm not quite sure why. I mean, they could have easily put in, as I read on MFC, and I totally agree, they could have totally added a small tatami mat for them to sit on, you know, because they don't have a base, there can be color transfers or rubbing off, depending if you move them a lot and where you place them. And as you can see, the depth is ridiculous, and on the bottom each has their kimono, and yeah, that is why the box is big. And yeah, it is time to unbox them. We're gonna start with Aoba, and it is, as they might say, chef's kiss. Okay, it is well sculpted. I haven't found any line out of place. The nipples are shiny, nice and rosy, and in general, this figure is, I might say, yes, worth its price tag, but it is still a lot. Okay, and as you can see, even the legs are really well done. And well, if it zooms in, come on, focus. Yeah, even the feet are well sculpted, and the toenails are painted nice translucent to give it more of a shiny feel. And yeah, all in all, I looked and I could not find anything out of place, and that is really nice. And the shading, especially in the face, you know, the shiny, it's the shy face, the embarrassed face, is really well done. And here is the alternate face with a ponytail. I actually prefer the shading on this one, but I'm not gonna explain with a smug face. And the sculpting is really well done, and that is native, and I'm happy that he went for a bigger size, that he did not go 1/8 or 1/7, that he went a bit bigger to really go all in with the sculpting. And there's both faces, as you can see, the shading on the right head is a bit lighter in some areas to give it more of this shine around the head, but in general they are both the same quality in sculpting. It was a pain to remove the head because the spikes hurt, so really be careful when removing the head. And now we come to the kimono, and yes, it's made in China, of course. And as someone who's worn kimono for many years, I'm like, where's the seam? Where's the seam in the middle? There's something missing. But in general, it is really nice shading, and there is supposed to be an underlayer, the juban you wear underneath a kimono to keep it away from the sweat and stains from the body, and it's just not there. So that's a bit disappointing. It feels a bit cheap to the touch, but that is okay, I might say. And here is the other boy. I like to call them native boys. Okay, I'm simple as that. And yeah, he's been through some changes with the face, but seeing the face in real life, as you will soon see, the face is totally fine. And yeah, they're well packaged, but as you can see, it's so deep. There's so much space. I know it's to keep them safe, but you could have put stuff in there. There's so much air. And the blister is nice and snug, so that's good. Nothing falls out, even when you open it with a bit more force. And yeah, there he is. And he is gorgeous. The face, the shading, the sculpt. Native. Well done. That's all I can say. Okay, you can remove the limbs. Basically, it feels like you can just dismember him. I'm sorry for being direct like that, but that is what it feels like. So he comes with a lot of plastic to counteract the paint transfer, because it is really dark, the clothing. And then you can also remove the shoulder. There's more plastic, and yeah, you can basically just have a torso lying around if you wanted to. Please don't. And yeah, there is, you can remove the shoulders and also the leg. It is luckily this well packaged that I could not find any paint transfers on mine. So that's for a reason. And that the spiky hair really hurts, so I cut it out. And his face is all nice and smug, basically, and the sculpting on the hair and the shading, and not much glued on strands, and you can't see it in the video. I had to check for myself. Yes, he has 2 proper eyes, so they could have left it out, the eye, but it is there. And yeah, the torso, just like the other one, is really well sculpted. It's a bit sad that they left a hole for the nipple in the tattoo. Don't you usually go over it? I don't know, but I would assume. And there is a small strap gap, if you want to see it like that. And it is like the other one, even those little details are well painted, well sculpted. And the back tattoo, too bad you can't really see it, but you know it is there. So it is a really nice detail. And also the scars. And yeah, there's his hands. There's also scars on his knuckles. So that is a really nice detail. And he comes with 2 separate hands. And I have yet to figure out why. I just can't figure it out. Why he comes with 2 different figures. I thought one was to hold the obi better, but no. And yeah, with him also the toenails are painted, and the whole thing, it's beautiful black matte finish. And I'm just so happy that I picked them up. I was a bit should I, and then I just went for it. And yeah, it's great. There's also this nice red ornament that goes in his hair, and be really careful when you put it in. And now his second layer of blister, where his kimono is. And yeah, it is also really well packaged. And then we have the obi. I gotta say, it's really nice. It is really detailed. I'm not sure whose it is. Is that his? Is that Aoba's? I don't know. But yeah, it is flexible. So that is nice. That is good. And Native also says you can squeeze it a bit to make it fit better. And yeah, there is his kimono, and opposed to the other one, it does not come with a gradient of sorts. It only has red and orangey shading to give it some details. And he does have a second layer. He does have the Juban underneath. I don't know why Aoba doesn't have it. Probably because it would have had too much volume when putting it together. And there's the arm where you attach the hand to display it with the kimono. And it is time to put them together. And if anybody noticed, put into the comments what the what's it called? The underground. The cover that I'm unboxing on is. I'm sure anybody will recognize. Okay, so yeah, I removed a little hairpin just in case, so it does not fall out when I put them together. And I'm not gonna display them nude. If you want to see the nude parts, I will upload those parts separately, and I will link it in the description. So if you're here for some men parts, they won't be in this video, they will be in a separate video. And putting them together was okay-ish, I might say. But this hand did not fit well. It comes on a ballpoint, so you can move it around in a way you want. But it was a real struggle putting it on properly. Okay, because the kimono part on top just kinda counteracted pushing it properly on it. You know, this little plop sound in Maze when you push something on the ballpoint. Anybody has Nendos, you know this plop? I just couldn't make it happen. And I tried, and I didn't want to break anything by too much force. So I just kinda left it as it was. I tried to put it in as well as I could. And yeah, the same with Aoba. You can just remove the arm. Also nice native that you put this these parts there. There's a tiny little fly wanting to join the fun. And yeah, so with the kimono you can just try your best. His is much more difficult to put on, I might say, because it has to rest on his leg. It kind of drapes over the leg. But if you just put it on like this with some force, yeah, not too much, some force, don't be too rough. And also the spiky head makes it difficult, to be honest. You can push it in. Everything feels snug. Everything feels okay. But I went the route of pushing on the arm and then pushing it into his shoulder. That was also pretty difficult, to be honest, because you also have the other arm that the kimono needs to fit around. And with some pulling and pushing, it rests on his leg and is there properly. And then you can remove the arm and then put it on the ballpoint, and there it fits easily. it fits really smoothly. So I don't know what the trouble is with the other one. I think the kimono is just in the way that you can't get it to the point where it fits. I hope it holds. And there's also the kimono obi you can put on, but yeah, it takes a while to figure out at what angle the hand needs to be so that it'll rest on the ground even. And yeah, this is them, and I thought it would be more difficult to put them together. As I said, the guide by Native themselves is in the description. Check it out with pictures. So that's nice, because the instructions that came with it were useless. And now we have to join them. That is what they are for. And yeah, be careful, remove the obi, just put it away safely. And you just have to be careful about moving Koujaku's arm slightly behind Aoba, and then you can, it is a bit difficult still. As you can see, the descriptions are like, oh yeah, just do it like that. Cool. That's totally not helpful. And I'm thankful that I have slightly smaller hands and lady hands, so I could get it to fit, because you need to have the plop, because it's also on a ballpoint. And yeah, then it'll fit once you also put Aoba's hand there to secure it properly. And that was a nice thing from Native to consider doing this, because then you can probably move the hands in the position you want them, and you also need to be careful to not drop it like I did, and then just with a tiny bit of force, and yeah, then they go together. And honestly, I'm so happy. Yeah, screw that obi. Just go away. Yeah. I'm careful that the hand doesn't fall off. And see, it just comes off. But here's a tiny bit of close-up, and they are chef's kiss. Okay, they could get together just a bit more, and you can see the kimono doesn't properly rest on his leg, but that really doesn't matter. Okay, I want to have it all, so I'm gonna display them with the kimono, and also from above you can see that the hand does not fully rest on his skin, but it's totally fine. And what is my verdict? Basically, they are considering the weak yen when I was charged. It has gone up in the meantime again. They are worth it, but they are also taking up some space if you want to display them like this. But it is difficult to put into words how happy I am to have a proper bigger size BL figure. Okay. That is also I don't want to say affordable. They are expensive, but that they are not those tiny ones or the ones by inside, because not everybody is comfortable with really female boys or nude boys. As I said, I'm not gonna play them nude, so I'm happy that we have some men basically. And yeah, Native did a outstanding job. I couldn't find any flaws, and the execution was well done. I think those months they got delayed was for a reason, probably to produce all those huge boxes, but we don't know. And yeah, it is a really gorgeous figure, and I need to find a really proper way to display them because they take up space. But I keep rambling, I know, but they are gorgeous, and if you have the chance to pick them up for around the retail price, it'll be unlikely, because as we know, Native figures, aftermarket horrible, do it as soon as you can. Okay? Because there are already listings for $1,000. Ridiculous. So, yeah. They are Chef's Kiss approved, signed, and yeah, I'm beyond happy to own them, to have them as part of my collection. And I hope you enjoyed this really long review, because I want to take my time, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope you get the chance to pick them up for a proper price and can enjoy them yourself. And thank you very much for watching. Again, the reminder, the lewd parts and not safe for work parts are uploaded separately, linked in the description below, and I would love to hear your opinion on these boys. And thank you again. See you next time. Bye bye.